we have a little video to fall back on if we need it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay. And we're going to start in Desk. So starting in Desk, we're going to find our Prospect Square tile. And those of you that have taken my classes before know that I can't leave this section without letting you know there is a little cheat over here. If for whatever reason the app that you are looking for in Desk is not at the top, it gets to be a little bit much. There are a lot of tiles here. You can go over to find an app and start typing it in. It will pull anything that is has that name or whatever you've typed in the title or in the description. So we're going to go ahead and open Prospect Square. And this is going to give us some different options to market ourselves as agents, and especially as the go-to person for real estate information in really any area. We want to be the area expert. We want people to know that we know the market. And I think now more than ever, we want to replace fear with facts. I'm not sure about you guys, but I've seen a lot of people speculating about the real estate market and some of the things that they think are just not accurate. So hold on one second. I'm going to go back in and mute everyone. There we go. So when you first come into Prospect Square, you're going to see your main screen, your main dashboard. Now, we don't have Clients for Life yet. I have seen that in some other markets. They are trying it out. It looks very cool. So I want to make sure that I'm in Prospect Square and learning as much as I can. So when that comes to our section, we can be prepared and we'll already know how to use everything else. I would be remiss if I didn't remind you to go into your profile at the top right-hand corner, click on My Profile, and make sure that you have a robust profile. Your name will be grayed out. That does feed from Trident as well as your email. You do want to include your agent website, which you can also validate through the system if you don't know what your agent website is. That's okay. You can go to InTouch and open your InTouch. And once you open InTouch, you'll see up here in the browser before the admin. So if we go ahead and take that admin portion out and hit enter, that's going to be the URL for your InTouch account. Whether you're pro or you're not pro, that will give you the exact, and you can go in and easily copy that and place that in your Prospect Square profile. We want to make sure that any of your designations that you've earned because you worked very hard for them are included. Just remember, National Association of Realtors prefers them to be in alphabetical order. If you're not sure if any of them require the little registered symbol, you can Google NAR designations. The entire list will pop up and you'll be able to find that information there. Preferred phone number is generally a cell phone number. I know some agents use a direct number as well. If you have any other preferred phone numbers, and definitely always remember your office number. We know Maryland real estate law mandates that we must have the labeled office number if we have our own phone number or our email address in our marketing. We want to use the same profile picture that we use on all of our professional sites. Someone finds me on Zillow or LinkedIn or on Facebook or my website, they're going to see the exact same photo. And then social media, you guys will hear me say this repeatedly, should always be business social media. I'm never going to send anyone to my personal profile. I'm going to keep that personal, and anything that I push out is going to be a professional page. I don't tweet for business, so I've just used Coldwell just to make it look robust and full. I've done the same with Pinterest. I've done the same with YouTube and with the blog. I just don't do those. If you're looking for Coldwell Banker social media, just to get the icons on the marketing, you can find that in Desk under marketing over here on the side, and then via social media here. And if you scroll down, you will find all of our Coldwell Banker social media networks here. You can click through and it will take you through. I do often visit the Twitter and the Facebook pages to try to get some gist of maybe there's something I can take from that and post on my own. But just know that they're there. You can use them in your prospect square. Your metro will most likely be auto-filled for you. Make sure you have your address for your office. You can put a bio in here if you wish. It's not required. But right now it's not currently displayed on anything, so I didn't bother to put it in there. If you speak any additional languages other than English, you can also include those as well. And then you can also check off designations, certifications. Just be sure, I know some of the designations you do have to pay for every year. Just make sure that you're current. And I've just left it in to opt in for Clients for Life because we don't have that yet. So when it becomes available, it will opt me in. And then you want to save and close. So what that's going to do is it's going to create a robust profile for you. And I'll show you what that looks like. So I've taken my prospects reports and I've put them on my InTouch website. I've gone into Canva. I've made pretty little bubbles. I've taken some stock images and created them. If someone were to click and go through, you'll see here, this is where your profile shows up on every report that you create. Now this particular area report is a preview and share. So there's no little blurb here. If I was going to send this to a client, a little paragraph would come up here. How do I get my apps to be more than 4 across? Is that, if you're referring to your InTouch site, they only show 4. I'm not sure why. I've written to them and asked them if they can please include all of them. But I think for the most part, it just includes 4. But in this one, you can put all of them. And you'll see here, the profile is robust. Mine will just say Coldwell Banker because I'm an employee of the company. Yours will have Realty. It should have already updated for you. Your photo will show up, all of the numbers that you inputted. So you can see here, I have a cell number. I put in an other number and I have an office number. So it has included all 3. It has my email. It also has my website, and someone can go in and they can click on any of the social medias and get through. Now, this one does go to my LinkedIn, and Twitter is going to go to Coldwell Banker. It's just the general Coldwell Banker. I don't even have the Mid-Atlantic on here. It's just regular Coldwell Banker. But someone can go through, they can find my Facebook, they can find it, but it's going to be my business Facebook and it's not going to be my personal Facebook. So it just makes it look robust. If somebody clicks on that, I don't think anybody will mind if we have sent them to, Coldwell Banker social media. That's okay. But it makes it look really good. It makes it look robust. It makes us look like we're really special. It says, how to get your apps to be more than 4 across on Desk. So there's a little trick here, and this is anywhere that you go on the internet on your computer. If you're using a mouse, you will hit the control button and you can scroll up on your mouse. That'll make everything bigger, and scroll down and it makes everything smaller. And that's really anywhere that you are on the internet. And you'll see when I scroll up here on the top, it's going to give me what percentage is my screen at. So mine's at 100, so I have six tiles across, and I can do that in any app. I like that because sometimes I can't read things, so I need to make them a little bit bigger. But just know that you can do that in any function. I can do that here as well and make that smaller. And if you don't have an actual mouse, you can do that on the keypad on your laptop by using two fingers and going in or going out on the keypad, and that will make your screen bigger or smaller. So here we're on the home screen. Probably the best part of this home screen is it gives you a snapshot of the emails that you're sending out. You can see I'm sending myself emails. I'm not doing a very good job of opening them, but I can toggle through and see specific reports. How many days do I want to look at? So do I want to just look at the last week of what I've sent out? Are people opening things? Are they ignoring my emails? Honestly, if they ignore my emails, that's better than having them unsubscribe. So you can see I've not been doing very well in opening my own emails. But probably the greatest part of this is if you need some help, there is an agent guide right here in this tool. You can get to the agent guide. It is an interactive PDF. You can get to facts. There's a lot of common questions in here that agents have asked in the past, along with their answers. Excuse me, and a market report guide. And I would definitely suggest to watch this video. I believe it's an hour and 20 minutes. I think the last 20 minutes, she's just answering random questions from the people in that audience. But Jennifer Craig from the education department, she was an agent, a selling agent at one time. She does give a lot of really good agent feedback in using it, and she'll teach you how to search and create your market report, how to use the map feature as well. It's a very good video. I highly recommend it. And the agent guide that's here as well, that's going to walk you through Prospect Square. It's going to teach you which each element is in this program. It's also going to help guide you through. So you'll see it's 44 pages, but I can go through. Maybe today I want to get started. I want to look at my dashboard. I want to do my profile and add a contact, add a group. And then tomorrow I want to come back in and learn some other things. I can hit that specific thing that I need, and it will shoot me straight to that. So it is an interactive PDF, and it'll go through and show you each report. So the quarterly report is sent on the 15th of each new quarter. Then you can go through and it'll tell you what is in the quarterly report. What does it look like? There's an additional page at the bottom. People can get to other reports if they need them. How do I create a quarterly report? It will give you some screenshots, which I absolutely love. And then some reminders in there if you want to be copied on the report. One thing that you'll probably get tired of hearing me say is just remember in Prospect Square, if I set up a report and I send this report to 20 people and I copy myself on the report, I will receive 20 individual and separate emails in my inbox. It will copy me on each individual report. And I try to stress this. I had an agent that called me in a panic a few weeks ago. She had 200 emails. She had set a group up on a report, copied herself, and received 200 emails in her inbox. It was an easy fix. We just went back in and unchecked that box. But just to, before that happens to you, if you choose to copy yourself on the report, that might be okay if it's just one or two people. But I always add myself as a contact. And if I add Susie Q to the report, I add myself as a contact as well, so that I'm getting the report when she's getting the report. If I'm sending it to a group, then I also will receive it when my group receives it, but I'll only receive one copy. Area reports, they come out on the 8th of every month. And they do come out monthly. Now there is a preview and share button in there. And because we want to market ourselves with Prospect Square, I'm going to show you a few things that you can do with that link. You're able to share that directly to Facebook, to a lot of social media directly. You're able to print that out. You can take that to an open house with you. If you want to print that out and farm and send it to, houses in a specific neighborhood. And you're also able to put that on your InTouch website. And I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. It's going to go through here in the guide. It's going to tell you everything that this report tells you, How do I create this report from scratch if I want to send it specifically to a contact, some other information as well, and then it gets into the market reports. Now, what you need to remember for Prospect Square is the quarterly report is a very broad report. Quarterly report comes out 4 times a month or 4 times a year, and it's based on county. And an area report, it kind of whittles that information down a little bit. It's still pretty broad, but you can do just zip codes. Market report is where you're going to get to a very specific area. So let's say that someone comes to you and they say, you know, I want to live in like Towson or Timonium. I want to live in Mays Chapel, or I want to live in Rogers Ford. Can you send me information for just those 2 areas? I can't really set them up on an area report because that would be an entire zip code, and they're looking for very specific communities. So I'm able to go in and create that market report, and this is what might come into play as well if you're having an open house. I might want to have an area report for the entire zip code, and then I might want to have a market report for the specific community that this property is in. I'm going to send something out before my open house to 1 or 2 blocks around the property to the neighbors. Hey, I'm having an open house this Sunday. Just wanted to let you know in case you see some different cars in the neighborhood. Wanted to let you know for safety reasons. Also, we're having this open house from 1 to 3 on Sunday, but we're also having a special neighborhood sneak peek from 12 to 1. We know that you're a neighbor. You probably might not want to buy this house, but you might know someone, or you might just want to be, you know, friendly and come in and say hi. And then I'd have a market report there for them, you know, or send them the market report with that little letter inviting them to the open house. You know, here's a market report on your specific area. Here's what real estate is doing. If you would like to receive this automatically each month, or once a week, or once every few weeks, let me know. I can set you up. Just send an email to, here's my email address, and I can get that set up for you. What that does is it gets you their information, and these reports are nice because they're on demand. So I can set this up and send this to someone, including myself, every single day, every week, every 2 weeks. However I want to set it up, or however the client wants to receive it. Maybe I have an investor. Maybe he wants it every day. Maybe he wants it every week. That's okay. I can do that. I can set this up from every day until every quarter. So you have a little bit more option, a few more options with the market report overall than you do with the area or the quarterly report. So there are some different contents in the market report as well. And then it will walk you through how to create that report. They're pretty easy. You go in, you just fill out everything that's in red. So where it does say copy agent on report, I always include no. Again, just know that if you say yes and you set this up for a lot of different clients, you're just going to get a lot in your mailbox. You can also put the consumer type. Are they a seller, an investor, a buyer, a prospect? And you can go through and fill that information out and edit the criteria, put in the criteria that you need. You are able to do an MLS search in our area that is specific around a specific area, or you can also do, my favorite is the map search. It works just like the Bright MLS. You can go in, you can draw on the map. You can say, I want from this street to this street, or this particular area, because this is where this community is. And then that's what will be included. Now you do have to kind of whittle the information down because it will let you go through and count how many are included. The default will be 100 properties. You can go up to 200. I believe you can go down to as few as 25 that you send anytime the report is sent out, and it will show you the information in the system. And you'll see here kind of a little snapshot of the map search. You can go through and say, I want this specific area. You can do the rectangle, the circle, the polygon, or I always like to just draw out exactly what I want on the map. excuse me, when you're done, you can just include that in your map search. The other thing that I really like is you'll see this little screen here pops down. And once I've searched something, so I did search for Rumsey Island in Joppa, and it saved that search for me. So the next time I go in to do a map search, I only have to check that off and move on. I don't have to then go in and recreate that search because I've already done it. Then I can decide, who do I want to send this to? Do I want to send it to myself? Maybe it's a specific area that I'm farming and I want to set myself up for the report. Again, the frequency, I can determine that myself. I can also put an expiration date in. So when I'm marketing myself to someone and I have that person that's interested in receiving the report, I can send that out to them, and maybe 2 months from now, it expires. If the person's really interested in it, if they've been opening it, they've been reading it, maybe they'll respond and say, you know, where's my report? You stopped sending me my report. And that's where you can kind of touch base with them and say, you know, I'm really looking for a way to, you know, figure out if the report I'm sending has the information that you need. Have your needs changed? You know, where are you in your real estate journey? And again, select if you would like to receive a copy of the report when it's sent. Just know that if I set somebody up, a lot of people, I'm going to receive a lot of reports. So in creating the report, you can customize the title. And when you do all of that, there'll be little buttons in there that will let you know where will this title be displayed. You know, the email subject, you can change that. So a lot of it, you can really customize it to the way that you do marketing for your brand. And sharing the reports, this is where we get into, how do I market myself? Once I get in and I start creating these reports, how do I use them? What do I do with these reports to grow my business and ultimately to get more clients and make more money? So it will go through again. It will give you a snapshot of the timing, of the frequency, when do they come out. You know, MLS updates are provided several times a day. So when the report comes out, it should be automatically refreshed for you. Now, some of their suggestions are taking the link to the quarterly or the area report. That is in the preview and share section, and you can share that on your website. So that would be something like this. You could take it and just use it as a hyperlink. I added photos because I just wanted it to be pretty. And I took information from an area report that I had sent to myself via email, and I just copied what it said and put it on my website. Another option that you have is to take an area report and to put it on your website where your communities served are located. So once I've input some of the communities that I serve, you can see mine are all by county. I can also go in and I can include the link to the area report. And here you'll see I have clicked to view an updated area report. Here's the real estate activity. If you need clarification, if you want updated reports emailed to you each month, or if you want to take additional steps toward property ownership, please let me know. I'm happy to help. And when somebody clicks here, they get that updated area report for that specific area. Now, this area report is a preview and share area report. So this is already created for me. And I'll show you how to do this in just a moment. But it's already done for me. I can go straight in. I can print this off as a PDF. It will pull it up. It'll take it a second. It'll pull it up as a PDF. I can print that in the office. Probably want to do it front and back to save paper. But I can print that out. I can take this with me to an open house. Let people know, you know, what is the real estate market doing in this area? Now you'll see it's through September. So on the 8th of November, that will update and it will show October, but we're really not done with October yet. But it's going to let me see, how has COVID impacted this area? So the average days on the market is down 45%. So anybody that sold a house in this area last year, on average, was on the market for about 60 days. This year, it's 33. The average sales price has gone up over 20%. So it's a great time to sell a house. you're not going to be on the market as long. You're going to get more money for your house. If someone is looking to upgrade to the next, maybe they're in a condo, now they want to go out and buy a single family home, or maybe they want to downsize even. It's a great time. The interest rates are low. I've heard people say, well, if I sell my house for more, I'm going to buy a house for more. Well, you will, but in selling that house, you'll have made some money that you can put to the next house. So it's all about how you read people, and when you're talking to them, what are they looking for? What are they looking to do? And the more information that I have about the market, the better I'm able to help them. So you can see we have generally about this, well, we have the exact same number of listings, and the number of sales has gone up. So we can really tell what kind of a market it is. And I like this too, because it helps us to replace fear with fact. When we have those friends, and I don't know about you, but I have friends that are like, oh, the real estate market, there's going to be a bubble. It's going to be craziness again. It's like, not necessarily. I can also go in for those of you who are fans of the snippet tool. This is one of my favorite toys on the computer. Thanks to Marsha and Towson. She's the bomb because she showed me how to use this. You can go down to your little search field here on the bottom of your screen and just type the word snip in. You're going to see snipping tool right here. I just clicked and I pinned it to my taskbar, so mine's always at the bottom. If you want to snip that, you can just hit new, and I can go through and I can look at just this piece, and now I have something I can post on Facebook. I can save that to my computer. I can post it. I can take this information. I can post that out on Facebook. I can let people know, did you know what the real estate market is doing right now in your area? If you're not interested in Joppa, I can send you the area that you're in. Let me know. Send me your email. Just send me a message. I can send this to you. You can get this information. I also have the option when I open up that area report preview and share to click on the Facebook page up at the top. Makes it real simple for me to share it. I'm just going to click on Facebook. And again, I want to share this on my business page. So it's going to ask me, where do I want to share this up at the top? So for Facebook, I'm going to say I want to share to a page that I manage. And I'm going to make sure that that is my Coldwell Banker page. You can see here, if you have multiple pages that you run or that you help run, they're all going to come up. Just make sure you're selecting the correct one. And then I could say something about this report. So that's the other reason why I like to have this on my lovely website, because I'm just going to copy what I've already said and I'm just going to paste it here. So I could say, like, check out this updated area report, blah, blah, blah. If you need anything, blah, 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 I'm happy to help. It's just letting them know they can reach out to me. I can email this to them every month. Let me know. I'm happy to help. And I'm going to hit this post to Facebook page. Now, you guys, anybody that knows me knows I like to preview. I like to see what it's going to look like. I want to make sure that this is how I want it to look. So I'm going to go immediately to my Facebook business page and I'm going to see what this looks like. So I'm going to go in to my lovely business page here. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to look at what it looks like. So here's what this looks like on my website. It looks beautiful on my Facebook page. Check out the updated area report. Here's the information that's in there. If you need clarification, anything, I can help. You don't even have to be this wordy. Just check out, what's going on in Joppa right now in real estate. If I want, I can go in and post a different area every single day. Every other day. Maybe on Mondays, it's a specific area. Maybe on Tuesdays, it's a specific area. Any area that I'm farming in, any area that I know. If you are in community groups on Facebook, which I am, if they allow it, and I would always just kind of double check, sometimes you'll see people that will post and say, if allowed. I would share this to a community page and say, if allowed, just like to share what's going on in our area in real estate. Not sure what you've heard, just want to show you real time, real data, real statistics. If you need real estate, if you have any real estate questions, I'm here as your neighbor and your resource. Just be careful with the groups, because sometimes community groups have rules against that. It really just depends on what group you're in. I love this. It does have a beautiful photo. And by the way, new thing here, you can change the photos on your reports. So now I've updated this. I've put this out on my Facebook, and I'm also able to share, as I did say, with other social media. So if you hit the share button in the middle, you will find all of the different social medias except for Instagram, because that is a photo-based sharing from your phone, and this is a link, not a photo. But you can go through and you can share to LinkedIn, you can share to Twitter, Yammer, you can email it directly to somebody. Any kind of social media that you use, you will most likely find it here. So you're able to share very easily as well via this as well. The other option that you have, once you put that on your website, I'm able to take this particular link and I can share this link on my Facebook as well. Are you looking for information about the Joppatown area? Are you looking, click, visit my website to find an area report, information about the area, and your IDX will come up at the bottom and pull all of the active properties that are in this zip code. Mine will not. I'm not allowed to have IDX. I'm a licensed referral agent, so I'm a non-compete. So mine doesn't have that option. It's only going to pull Coldwell Banker listings. But yours will have that information. So you're able to take this as well, market yourself on social media, push your website out there. And even if I don't want to push out the community, once I have my reports on my main page, anytime I give my business card out and my website is included on my business card, people can find this information. I can share just my website and let people know. Visit my website, scroll down a little bit, you will find area reports for all of the different areas. Don't see your area, let me know. I can get that information to you. Stay abreast of what's going on in the real estate industry. It's as easy as looking at this report. Once people come in, they're going to see your report. They're going to be like, wow, this is great. And they can go in and they can click through and they can look at it. Something I'm currently working on is getting a report into each of my local communities. I don't quite have that in yet, because I want it to be when someone clicks on this specific area, it's going to come up. Here I just have visit the town of Bel Air. It doesn't really have a lot of information. I do have a picture of Bel Air. It's kind of a Christmassy one. But this is where I would want to put that area report information. Then someone knows they can go to my local communities, they can go through any of my communities, and they can find that area report. So where do we find that area report? I'm glad you asked. If we go into Prospect Square, when we first come in, we'll see the menu button over on the left-hand side. So we're going to click on our reports, and they're in alphabetical order. We have our area, our market, and our quarterly report. Now remember, quarterly report comes out 4 times a year, hence it's quarterly, but it's also very broad. It's going to be county information. And that's okay to share too. If you do share a link for a quarterly report, just know that that is a live link, and that will also automatically update on your website, as will the area report. So I've gone to Sandy Brotcher's page just to show you. It looks like the image is having a little issue today, but she has the quarterly reports listed, and hers is a little prettier than mine, but she has them listed. And when you click through, it's going to take you to the quarterly report for the year. So this is a little broader. It's for the entire county. It's not for a very specific zip code. But as you scroll through, you will see everything listed by zip code. So Aberdeen, it has its own zip code. Havre de Grace, it has its own zip code. And they're listed by single family homes and condo. So if somebody wants one versus the other, they can get that information as well. Townhouses used to be included. I think they might be working on getting those back in to the report. But for right now, we do have, they can get a general gist of everything, single family or condo. And in some of these areas, it's nice to see because in some areas you'll see like Street and Whitehall. For those who are familiar with Hartford County, those are kind of out in the country. So there aren't really any condos. There's no townhomes. It is basically all single family homes. But it'll give you the change, the property sold, the median sold price. It gives you all of that information. It gives you a market overview. If you're someone that does video, this is where a report would also come into play to market yourself. So you've gone somewhere in the county, you are at a beautiful park, and you do a video. You don't even have to be on the video. You're just taking some beautiful scenery video, and you're like, wow, did you know right now in this area, the median sold price is XYZ, the average sold price, prices are going up, inventory is low. It's a great time to sell your home. In addition to that, when someone gets to the very end, they can get an additional report, whether it's the monthly area report or the quarterly report for any of the zip codes in that county. So I do like to stress these are zip codes because, somebody might be looking and say, well, I don't want Joppa, but I want Joppa Town, which is a smaller area inside of a bigger zip code. So I'm not going to get that information, but I'm going to get for the entire zip code. So I can click on the monthly report from here. And again, I can share directly to Facebook, to social media. I can print that out. It does give me that shortcut. Now, not to pick on Sandy, but you'll see here, her profile is not extremely robust. That's why I always suggest if you don't do social media, with Twitter or Instagram or any of those, feel free to put those Coldwell Banker social media sites in there, and that will fill out your profile considerably. We also want to make sure, again, that we have our office number listed as well. Anytime we have our own number or we have our email address, we do have to have the labeled office number. And that's not a Coldwell Banker thing. That's a real estate commission thing. So here we've shared on our website, sharing on social media. We've also gone over that. And then you can also go in, look at your report analytics. So that was the whole guide. So when we go into area report, same with quarterly report. When we open that up, there is a lovely preview and share button here, and that's going to be your friend. So I always call that's the easy button. Once we click on preview and share, we're able to go through each county as a whole, as well as each individual zip code in each individual county. Now, I'm very efficient, not lazy, but efficient with my time, and I don't want to scroll through and look for everything. Let's say I'm looking for Timonium. That's not going to be anywhere near here. I'm not going to scroll through 25 pages to find it, but I can click on this find button. Once I click on the find button, I want to go through, I want to make sure that I'm looking for Baltimore County and Maryland. Not sure why some are listed with Maryland and not. If you're in Frederick County, make sure you're picking Frederick County for Maryland and not Frederick County for Virginia. But I'm going to choose Baltimore County, Maryland, or whichever county it is that you need. And then I'm able to scroll through. I'm going to go to the second page. I know Timonium is going to be close to the bottom. And here I've scrolled through. And actually now I'm looking and I'm like, oh, there's no Timonium. But because I know this area very well, I know that it's also called Lutherville Timonium. So then I'm going to go down and that's what I'm going to look for. So I'm going to find that Lutherville Timonium or that 21093 zip code. share directly from this tab, and I do like that they make them different colors so that I can see that they're which one I'm on. I can hit this share button here. I'm able to automatically tweet, share to my LinkedIn. I can share to Facebook, any way that I need to share to social media, Pinterest, all of the fun things. I'm also able to click this button here, which is a preview button, and that will actually open up that area report for me. I can go through, I can look at everything, and again, I can print to PDF, share on social media, or share directly to Facebook. Or if I want, I can also go through and I can highlight the entire link and I can copy it. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me the ability to, again, if I want to go to Facebook and paste it in there, I can do it that way. I can take that link, I can go to my email, open my email, I can send it to a client way if I want. I can link and use it on my InTouch website. So if I want to put this on my website, so now I'm in Prospect Square, I've got this link. This is a live link. The Prospect Square reports on my website, they automatically update every month on the 8th of the month for me. I don't have to go in and do anything to them, which I like because I know you guys are really busy and who has time for that. So I'm going to go into my InTouch account. And there are different ways that you can do this. If you're computer savvy and you're very good with Canva, you can go in and create your own photos and you can hyperlink, but even just hyperlinking words, it works. So I'm going to go into the website version of my InTouch and I'm going to edit my site. From here, it's up to me, where would I like to include this information? Do I want to include it on my home page? Maybe include a separate page with this information or in my communities served. If I want to include this on my home page, I'm able to go in and edit that page. And I can create my own widget. For those of you that are unsure what a widget is, it's just a small chunk of your website. You build it by chunks and then it will flow through kind of like chapters in a book. So I'm going to go through and I want to do some customized content. Custom content is going to give me the option to have a headline if I need it. Maybe I want to say local area reports. I'm just going to put a number there so I know which one to delete later. I can determine what color I want the background. Just be aware. If I have black writing on a blue background, it will be Coldwell Banker blue. So it will be very hard to read. So the colors on the website will come up a little darker, except for white will be white. I can hit the next button and I can say, click here to view an area report, Lutherville, Timonium. Or maybe I just want to, I tend to use a lot of exclamation points. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger because I like everything to be really large so people can read it very easily. It's completely up to you. The biggest thing to remember when you want to hyperlink is to write what you want to link first. So I've written this out. This is the sentence that I want them to click on to go to the next piece. I'm going to highlight the words, and there's this little chain link fence that's right here, and the link is to hyperlink, insert or edit a link. When I click on that, it's going to come up with this little box. So the URL is where I want to send them. When they click on this, where are they going to go? And while we were in Prospect Square, I went ahead and copied this particular link. So that's the link I want because that's the Baltimore County Lutherville Timonium area report. And I can click that and I can just right click here and I can paste that there. Now it's of course all kinds of jargon. Text to display, that's just letting me know what they're going to click on to get to that link. Title, I don't need, it's not a photo. And target. So I do want them to open this in a new window. I don't want them to leave my website. I want them to get a new window that pops up information that they're looking for. That way, when they close that, they're reminded, oh yeah, I was on Angie's site. I need to go back and do some things. And I'm going to hit OK. You're going to see it's going to underline that in blue. It's going to turn everything blue. And I can move on. If I want to put a picture here, I can. Just make sure anytime you're including any photos at all for any reason that you own the license to them, you own the rights to them. It's either something that your photographer has taken for you, it's a photo you've gotten from BrandServe, or it is a photo that you have gotten from unsplash.com, which is freely usable images. So these are all stock images that you're able to use, or Plexels, which is my other favorite. And that's also free stock photos. So we always want our photos, we include them. I do a lot of interior shots because they can be anywhere. But just make sure that if you're using photos, that they are photos that you own the rights to. And when we're finished, anything that we have here, I could put in, maybe single family homes here, condos here. I could do a whole list of these if I really want to. I'm going to hit that next button and I'm going to save it. What that's going to do is that's going to throw that all the way down here at the bottom. And you'll see here, it's just a basic page. I didn't put a lot of stuff on it. I might not be done with it yet, but it's click here to view that area report for Lutherville Timonium. And I can take the kebab menu, that little 3 little dots that looks like a little kebab with no stick. And I can move that up or down anywhere on this page that I want it to be, because this is my home page. For this sake, I'm just going to leave it where it is. Just know anytime you add anything to InTouch, you do need to preview and save. You know that you've gotten to the end when you get to the preview for your desktop, your tablet, or your mobile device, and I'm going to save it. Again, I'm very much the type of person that likes to go to my page and look at everything. So I'm going to hit that home button to refresh. Once it's refreshed, I know that this was all the way down on the bottom, and here you'll see I had that local area reports. I put the number there to know to go back later and delete it, but I can click here to view that area report, and when I click, it goes straight to that report. So someone can always find that on my website very easily. They can go and they can look for that. I can add that on the home page. Again, if you need help with this, let me know. We can do a one-on-one. I'm very good with Canva. We can put some of these in there, get some stock images in, get them on your website, and get some of your Prospect Square reports out there. Again, I can just share my website now on my Facebook page. I can go in every day. Maybe I want to share this report. I can just go in and click Facebook directly from my website. I don't have to go to Desk and go to Prospect Square and go to Area Reports and go to Preview and Share and go to find that report. It's just here for me. It's easy access. The other thing that I love about this is when you're out and about, and I know that's not as often as it used to be, but it's really a great way if I'm talking to somebody on a Zoom call, which is how I socialize now, and somebody says, well, I have a question about real estate. And I'm like, oh, you know what? Best thing to do, go to my website, go down to the bottom and click that button, and you'll be able to see all this information. If you want it in your email, just send me your email. I'll just send it to you. It's a great way to market yourself. Nobody needs to know that somebody gives you all of this information. You look like you really worked hard. I mean, I worked hard on this. I put this whole report together. Like, this took a lot of time for me to do in order to get this information to you, be the area expert. I mean, who else knows all of this information? And it's a really great way to go in and stay abreast of everything that's going on in real estate in the areas that you serve. Another option that you have in here in marketing yourself is getting a little more customized. So they do have this lovely settings. When you click on that, so right now we're in area report, I can go through, I can hit the little pencil, and that's going to pull up a lot of the background information for my area report. So it is going to be called an area report. I'm going to leave that alone. Yes, it's active report settings. I'm going to leave that alone, but I can also change, and I know I've had this question a lot, I can change the picture. Right now, I do have to choose from the pictures that are available. I think in the future, they're going to look for a way for us to put in our own photos, but I can hit this browse button. I can go through and I can look. Now, I'm not a coastal or an island. It does have the original area market and quarterly report photos that we started with, but I can go through. There are some exterior shots. There's some interior as well. Again, I want to make sure that I'm utilizing anything that looks like the area that I serve. There are some great urban shots in here, and we are considered the Southern Mid-Atlantic. So you'll find some really wonderful photos in here. You can go in, you can change the photo. I'm just going to select the same one because I really like that kitchen. And then I'm going to hit the OK button. Excuse me. Once I've done that, I like to say no because I do like to have that area report intro. That's if I'm sending it to a client. It doesn't happen on preview and share, but if I send to a client, it's going to give that information. Also the follow-up intro as well. I've selected a photo here for my market report. And again, it does give different intros, and that's why it does allow you to choose a buyer, a seller, a prospect, or an investor, because in doing so, you're choosing a different intro for your report when you're emailing that out. And then again, the quarterly report as well. And then once we're finished, we want to save and close. And that's how you can update those photos to look the way you want them to. And I don't think there's anything in the search field there. So it's just browse and you have your different reports. So that would be a way to go in and again, be able to change photo. And then you'll see when you hit the preview button, there's the photo that I changed it to, the one that I selected. I really like that because it gives us the option of customizing it, and it's a little more personalized that way as well. And that gives me the option. And the other thing that I'm able to do is, you know, I can use this photo and other things if I need to. Again, if you're a snippet person like I am, I can go through and I can snip this photo, save this photo. Maybe I want to write, you know, area report on there in Canva, and I want to push that out with a Bitly. For those of you that are Tiny URL or Bitly fans, you're able to do it that way as well. You know, depending on how computer savvy you are, I mean, I could take this and just snip this part and set this out as a photo on my Facebook page and then put the link above it. If you're looking for this area report, you know, visit this link. I'm not a really big person on click here, but I like to say, you know, visit this link to discover the details, get more information, find out what's going on in your area. Again, you can go into preview and share. If I have an open house coming up this weekend, I can go through, let's say my open house is in Parkville. I can go in, I can hit that little preview button, and I can print to PDF, and I can take with me to my open house, have a few copies there. We know that if we have 20 people or 5 people or 50 people, how many people are going to buy that house? Just one buyer. So we want to reach other people that are coming into the open house. We want to show them that we are the area expert. If they have questions about real estate, whether it's in this area or any area that they're in, we can get them the information that we need. We are that good. We are that knowledgeable. We are the real estate resource that they need. They don't need to call any other agents. We're the only one. Does anybody have any questions up to this point? Because I know we're getting very close to time. You guys are quiet. Oh, so to get to the preview share page that I'm working with, when we first come into Prospect Square into the home page, this is what it's going to look like. And then we're going to hit on this reports, and that's going to give us the little drop down menu. And I'm going to click on that area report that I'm looking for, and there's a preview and share button here. So when I first come in, I'm going to browse, and these are just individual area reports. You can create new from scratch, and you can send them to your clients that way. But I'm a very big fan of this preview and share. It's already created for me. And then again, they're listed in alphabetical order. Your quarterly reports, it's going to be the same thing. We're going to hit preview and share, and they're going to be listed by county only. You will see Baltimore City does show as Baltimore City County. It is the city, but you'll see here it's just county. Area reports, we're going to get county. It's going to break it down into every zip code in that county. And then market report is where you would have to go in. There is no preview and share button in a market report. So market report, you do have to create new. But for easy sharing and for marketing yourself, use that area report. Again, that preview and share button is golden. If you're on the fly and you're trying to get something out on Facebook, look at all the options that you have.
Aventure Place number E. Frederick.
If you guys can mute yourselves, that would be great.
Sorry.
We are at the end. Any other questions?
Now connecting you to a member of the Premier Agent team.
There we go. Any other questions at all?
Yes, Angie?
Sure, go ahead.
Yes, this is Carlos Feliciano. I came in a little late. Afterwards, my apologies. Are you going to be sharing the recording of this class or meeting?
Yes, so I
Okay.
will ask, and this is something I'm going to try to do in the future. If your name is showing on the screen with your first and last name, you will receive this in an email. It will also be in the chat when it's finished and Teams pushes it out. If for whatever reason, when you've logged in, you're listed as a guest or only your first name, just go ahead and comment in the chat, and that way I'll know who to send it to. But everybody that's on this call, I am recording it. So you will get a recording of the full class. That way you can also go back. I like the recordings. I'm one of those people where I like to have it next to me and I can pause it and I can go do something and then come back and say, oh, did I do that right? So yeah, I always record everything for that reason.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I jumped in a little late on the class. My apologies. I didn't have the link, so that's why I was a little late.
No problem at all. And you guys are busy anyway, buying and selling houses. So, you come in when you can. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to stop recording.